In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have commenced a series of linguistics. We have started the chapter on linguistics, which is syntax. Listeners and audience, you know, day before yesterday, our topic was about generative grammar. It is a theory which was developed and introduced by Noam Chomsky in 1950. The basic principle of the theory is that human being is born with innate capacity, and there are a set of rules which are shaped in the brain of human being. Then a common human being is able to distinguish between the correct and incorrect sentences. Connected to this, I told you that generative grammar defines the grammar of a language, that the grammar of a language will be capable to generate the correct sentences, and the generative grammar will be capable, or the grammar of a language will be capable to not generate incorrect sentences. And the grammar of a language will have a finite number of rules and will be capable, with the help of those finite number of rules, to generate different sentences. And there will be a phenomena of a sentences which would be similar and closely related to each other. However, they will be having different to each other as well. So, in order to express and explain two phenomena, I talked about yesterday: deep structure and surface structure. I told you that deep structure is related to our thoughts, our feelings, our perceptions about anything. On the other hand, surface structure is related to our words, how we express our feelings, how we express the ideas. So, surface structure can be heard and seen. Okay, let's further extend the topic. Whenever we are talking about surface structure and deep structure, then the connected topic with this theory is ambiguity and its type. So, listeners and audience, in this lecture I will teach you what is ambiguity, what are the two types of ambiguity, and how to avoid ambiguity. First of all, listeners and audience, ambiguity is actually taken from the Latin word, which means wandering around. And ambiguity occurs and happens when there are multiple meanings of a word, or when a word has more than one meaning. This is called ambiguity. Further, we have two types of ambiguity. The first type is known as lexical ambiguity. Lexical ambiguity means that when a word has more than two meanings, and that's why ambiguity is in a word. And another type of ambiguity is syntactic ambiguity or structural ambiguity. Structural ambiguity means when the whole sentence has two interpretations, or when a sentence has more than two interpretations. So then that is called structural ambiguity. However, further I'm going to explain it. So lexical ambiguity means when a word has more than one or two meanings or multiple meanings. How it is? For example, you see, he is sitting near to bank. In this sentence, there is ambiguity. Why there arises ambiguity? Because You see, the word bank has two meanings. One meaning of the word bank is an institution for depositing the money. This is one meaning. Another bank refers to the seaside or the seashore. Now, the question is, he is sitting near to bank. So here the question arises that either a person is sitting near to institutional the bank of money, or he is sitting to the place where is someone is talking about money institutions, so he is sitting to that building or near to that building. Or another question is, another interpretation is, either he is sitting near to the seaside, the seashore. Okay, let's come to structural ambiguity. Structural ambiguity means when the meaning of the sentence is clear, but the question is, there are two interpretations of a sentence. So now the question is, which interpretation is to be taken? So this is called structural ambiguity because there is ambiguity in the whole sentence. For example, you see, only waxed the maid with an umbrella. This sentence has structural ambiguity. It has syntactic ambiguity because it has two meanings. Only whacked the maid with an umbrella, either the man had an umbrella with him, and Andy whacked him. One interpretation. And another interpretation is that Andy had umbrella with her and she whacked the man with that umbrella. Come to the next sentence. I saw him with telescope. Two interpretations of this sentence. Either you had your telescope with you and you saw a person with telescope. Another interpretation is that person had a telescope with him and you saw him. The third sentence is, the chicken is ready to eat. One interpretation is that either a person is talking about the chicken which is already cooked and fried or prepared for the guests. Understand? Another is, the person is talking about a chicken, for example, and that chicken is, there are some food or any other thing for the chicken, and the chicken is ready to eat because the chicken saw some food. So this is ambiguity. And it also lead us and take us to deep structure and surface structure. Now you see, all these sentences which I have written on the board, all these are related to surface structure. But when you are thinking about the interpretations, about the explanation and comprehensions of these sentences, then that is called deep structure. Okay. The last question which we have, and that is, how to avoid ambiguity. Listeners and audience, in order to avoid ambiguity, in order to dispel the confusion and ambiguity, you have to add additional information. Either structural ambiguity you are talking about, or either lexical ambiguity. For example, if I take and I want to convey the interpretation of this sentence is talking about the money institution, so I will say he is sitting near to, for example, the Bank of Punjab, Habib Bank, etc. But if I'm talking about the seashore, so I'll say he is sitting near the seashore or near to bank, and bracket or other sentence types or phrase that he is sitting near to the seaside, the seashore. This is the explanation for additional information. Lessons arise. Sometimes we have ambiguity up with a word. ambiguity with the praise. For example, if I say small boys and girls. Now the question is that either the small refers to only boys or the small also refers to girls. So how to avoid this ambiguity? This is called ambiguity and praise. So you can avoid this ambiguity with the help of grammar according to grammatical rules. When an adjective is at the beginning of the noun and then there is another noun, so it will refers to both nouns. So here it is, this small refers to boy as well and girls as well. However, if I say boys and small girls, then this small will refer to only girls. Hope that this topic is clear to you.